Hi, I'm Shevas Davis, the owner and the creative director of Paint with Faith. We're so excited to have this virtual experience with you. Here at Paint with Faith, we are a motivational painting experience, and our goal is to get you motivated through art. We also believe that if you can complete this painting class on today, then what else could you achieve in your life? Your goals, your dreams, or your desires? What could you achieve with just some motivation, some guidance, and just some faith or belief in yourself? So we want to encourage you to paint with faith. Well, I think we said enough. Let's go ahead and get to painting.
Hi, I'm Chris. Everybody say hi, Chris. Our company is Paint with Faith. We are a motivational painting company. We believe that you can do all things, and we want you to believe that you can do all things too. And with that, I want you to repeat after me. If I believe, I can achieve. Let's do it one more time. I want to get some more energy. Come on. If I believe, I can achieve. Good. All right. We believe there are no mistakes in art, just room for opportunity, so you will not make a mistake. You see this? This is a canvas, not a canvas, which means you can do it. Your life is a canvas, painted with faith. Snap your fingers for pure positive energy. If anyone says anything negative, if you say that you can't do art, or you say that you don't like art, snap out the negativity. So, before we get started today, I kind of want to give you guys just a little tiny story about, it's a group of men on a boat, right? And what happened with these men is that they were also going to war. It just happened to go to battle on an island. So, on their way to the island, the men are scared. The men are very worried about the future battle, or the soon-to-be battle that was going to happen. And so, as the men went down to the island, and as they approached, the captain had to give him, you had to hype up the crew to make sure that they were ready for the battle that was about to begin. And so, as every person got off the ships that they came on, the captain said, all right, burn all of the ships, burn each and every one of them. And the crew and the men were just like in awe. They were kind of confused because they didn't understand why would they burn the ships. And so one of the men came to the captain and they were like, hey, why are we burning these ships? What? That's our way out. That's our way home. And the captain said, we will not have an option. This is our only option. The only option that we have today is to win this battle, because if not, we are not going home. We are not retreating. And those ships are just giving us a reason to accept defeat. So if we do not win today, we won't go back home. We will accept our defeat, but we're gonna fight as if we're not gonna be able to go home, because he won't be able to. And so the men had to burn all the ships. They had to go back and light each and every one of them on fire. And they had to fight because their lives depended on it. And the lives that they lived outside of war and at home depended on them making sure that they were able to win that battle. And what happened? They won the battle because they had no other option. And the reason why I tell you guys this story is because they had a goal to reach, right? And the captain made sure that no matter what, they had to complete that goal. And so I want you guys to remember that this entire thing is about having fun. Okay, I want to make sure everyone is enjoying their time, but the most important thing is I want you guys to complete that goal. I want you guys to finish, and I want you to complete that art piece, and no matter what, all right? Because every person's art piece is unique. It's going to be different. It's not going to be the exact same, and that's completely okay. Remember, you do not have to be a perfect artist. I don't even think there's such a thing as a perfect artist, because every art piece is unique. There are literally people paying millions of dollars for art pieces that are abstract. Like, you can't necessarily say it's supposed to be one thing. People pay millions of dollars for it, so you do not have to be perfect. The two things that I want to happen today is I want us to have fun, I want us to enjoy our time, but most importantly, I want us to complete that goal. I want us to go, and I want to go straight through to that goal. All right. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing a mountain with some interesting looking sky, and we're also going to be creating some eagles. All right. So I cannot wait to get started. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get our big brush. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get red, actually. And with our big brush, we're gonna go in with some red. And we're gonna create this rocky, I guess you can say this rocky looking background. So what we're gonna do from right here, not at the bottom, right around here, we're gonna create a nice squiggly line. Now, it does not have to be perfect, and it does not have to look exactly like mine. You can go in any direction you choose, because you'll see the effect that will happen later. But all we're doing is we're gonna continue to make this line with some more red. So we have this, all right? Just a nice little squiggly line, nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy. And what this is gonna serve as it's going to be our guideline for the rest of the painting. So anything we do on the bottom, when we're going to start it, we're going to also use that. And when we go on top, we're going to use this line as well. So all of this is a guideline, and it won't be like that at the end of the painting. So as you finish off with this, what we're going to do is we're going to get some red. And we're going to work our way up. Alright? And work our way up that red. And as you work your way up with that red, try and get any of that wet paint. So like right here, I have a bit of, I don't know if you can see that, but I have a little bit of wet paint. So I'm gonna drag that up so I don't have to go back into my palette and keep on dipping. I can just use what's on the canvas already, all right? So we're gonna keep brushing. Nice long strokes across your canvas, all right? Now, for any of you guys who have taken art before, or who studied art, or who understands art just a little bit, I want to ask you a question. How do you mix blue and red? I'm going to give you a couple seconds to think about that. And that is correct. You mix red and blue to make purple. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually put a line right about here, right about there. All right, just like that. Create a line, and what that's going to be is where we're going to stop, because we don't want to keep continuing with the red all the way to the top, because that's not what we want. We're going to create a fusion of color, and in order to do that, we have to stop one color and start the other. So I did just one line right between where this stops and the top of the canvas, right in the middle. We're going to drag that down. Nice long strokes across your canvas. All right. Get a nice red. Get some more red. Add that in. Just like that. Get some of that wet paint. Now, make sure you get a lot of paint on your brush so you don't have to. That's another trick to always be able to cover as much of the canvas as possible. So we're going to use that paint. In with that line, make sure we stay right where we made that line. All right, don't go above it. And it's okay if you do. Remember, there are no mistakes in art, just room for opportunity. And so we're gonna mix it at the top, but I wanted to create that line as a way for you guys to understand that we're not gonna go above it, all right, with the red. So now, once you've gone towards that line, what we're gonna do, let's smooth this out just a little bit. I wanna make sure I have a smooth sky. I don't know what else goes after sky. And now what we're gonna do, with the same brush, with the same red, we're gonna dip it on the corner of the blue, all right? So we're gonna get some blue, and try not to dip it in the middle of the blue on your palette, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna you're gonna mix it, and it's gonna become purple instead of being a blue. And what you want to do is just scrape it off the corner of the blue that we have, and you're gonna add it right at the top right here. All right, and we're gonna drag it just a little bit down. All right, not too much. And what you're gonna see happening is it's not gonna be blue anymore. It's gonna be purple, which is what we want. All right. And if you want to make it a bit more red, you can add a tiny bit more red. All right. And try to be light with your brush. You don't want to go and do harsh brush strokes. You don't want to press too hard. Just want to do light strokes on your brush. On your canvas, and drag that purple up. I can't talk. Just want to nice and easily drag that purple up. All right. I want to make sure that mixes in very well. So I'm going to add another layer of red. Just a little dab of red to that bottom. I want it to mix in very well. Alright? So we're going to have this nice fusion of color and bring that up. Now let's get some more blue. Get some more of that blue. Add it to the top. Make it a bit lighter over purple. Alright? Get some more blue. Get some more blue. Add that to the top. Using the tips of my brush, I'm not using anything else. I want to make sure that blends nicely into that blue. Alright, good. Drag that down. See how I'm using all of my hand? I'm not doing this. I'm just dragging my hand all across the the canvas. Make sure I get a nice blend. Alright, so you should have something like that. And then that blue again. Well, let's get to the top and let's finish that off. So we're gonna go and finish off the top part with that blue that we have. Don't worry if purple gets into it because it's supposed to be a blend and fusion of color, alright? But as long as the blue on top is lighter than what's in the middle, then we're fine. So remember, make sure you get all your negative spaces. And what your negative space is those points in your canvas that are white. So like this would be considered negative space because it's all white. We don't want to see the canvas through the painting. You want to make sure we cover everything with our paint. Alright, so smooth that in. Alright. Get all your negative space. And you should have this right here. Okay, so you should have a nice fusion of red, blue, and in the middle purple. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our bottom and we're going to create, usually with the mountains we like to do different, we like to use black. We basically like to use black to create our mountains, but right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use purple on the bottom actually. I'm going to work it up to a blue, then I'm going to add just a tad bit of black to make that purple darker, and we're going to work that up. Alright, so as you can see on my brush, I have a nice mixture. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my palette. Alright, just remember how I said you make purple. You get a little bit of blue, just a smidge of blue, put it in the middle. Get a little bit of red, put it in the middle, and we're going to mix that. Alright, make sure you're mixing it well. Make enough so you can cover a lot with it. Just like that. And we're going to cover down here with that purple. Alright, so we should have a nice clean purple going all the way through at the bottom. Alright. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to work that up. If you need to get some more paint, you can always do so. Let me show you one more time. Get some blue, put that in the middle, scrape up some red, put that in the middle, mix that together, and you now have a nice purple. Alright? So we're going to continue to work that up into our painting. Right? And as we work that up, we're going to slowly transition that into a blue. Okay? So with that, we're going to get some more. Now, let's transition that into a blue. So we're going to get some blue. Remember, try to get the corner so you don't mix up the paint that's on here with what's in the pure blue, right? And then we're going to add blue to the top of that. We're going to mix it in. Alright, so it should blend together to create this beautiful fusion of colors. It's called a gradient in art. Just a little art term for you guys. And let's blend that together. Remember, I'm going light on my brush. I'm not doing any harsh strokes. I'm not pressing too hard. I'm just doing little strokes. Alright? So I can blend. And now what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to clean off my brush. And I'm going to go in with some blue, some more blue, and I'm gonna go up and go further because I don't want to get any purple into the top part, because the whole point is to blend it up into a nice beautiful fusion of color, and it's a rocky mountain. Okay, and up here it was okay to do that because it's a skyline, but here I want to make sure I have a nice simple fusion of my color. So I'm going to clean off my big brush and I'm going to continue with that blue. Alright, so now that you finish with your blue and you finish cleaning off your brush, what you're going to do, you're going to get back into that blue. Alright, once you have all this, you're going to go up to the top and you're going to work that blue in. And as we go to the top, what we're going to do now is we're going to slow down just a little bit, because what we don't want to do is get that blue into that red. So as you can see, I'm going slow up against that red. Remember that I said in the beginning, what this is going to serve as, that little squiggly line, is going to be our guideline for the rest of the painting, right? So this is going to be our guide for the mountain. So we're just going to go right up against it, just like that. And if your bristles are going a little bit crazy, and the bristles are, this is going to be the little hairs on your brush. If they're going crazy, what you can do is you can flatten it. And the way you flatten it is you get some, whatever color you're using, you're going to drag it out. Drag it out. So you can get make sure your brushes are nice and neat. Okay. So you're going to get some more blue. And you just want to go up against, go slowly, go very slowly. Alright? Go very slowly with this part. Hit that paintbrush with some more blue. Go up against that red. And drag it up. Alright, go up against that. Should have that. Some more blue. And the reason why we're not doing the mountain too black is because I want to put some more flair into it, right? I don't want to just have a basic mountain. I want to have something that's out of this world. Like, this isn't a mountain that you would see anywhere on Earth, right? This is kind of like a foreign planet type of feel, which is kind of dope. But I want to go for something different. So if I want to make that mountain black, I'm gonna make it black, just like that. I mean, I'm sorry, if I'm gonna make it blue, I'm gonna make it blue. But at the end, if you want to change it to blue, remember, it's no mistakes in art, just one opportunity. And one beautiful thing about art, right, is as you go along with the process, as you kind of learn new things, you implement new things into your art, what you'll find is that you'll like certain things more than another. And other people might not like it just like you, but remember, art is unique to you. Okay, have you ever heard that quote, beauty's in the eye of the beholder? Well, that's a very true quote, right? If you like your art piece to look a certain way, that's your style. That's something that you like, and you can continue to do that. You know, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about your art piece, as long as you enjoy it, as long as you enjoy that process of making it, and you love your end product, it's no problem, all right? So Or if you don't like to have a blue mountain, what you can always do after we finish the painting is you can go back over it with the black, because black is a very dominant, black is a very dominant color to use. So you can always go back in with some black and go on the bottom. But we're gonna continue to work that blue, and let's finish off our guide right here. So we're gonna go in with that blue, go a little bit slower. And with that blue, okay. Go down. Alright. Let's get some more blue. And drag it right up against that red. Try not to get too much into that red. So you have it like this, right? And now you can kind of go a little bit more crazy with your blue. Let's dip some more. Get a little bit more blue in there. Alright, scoop up some blue. Let's go crazy with it. Alright, try to get all the negative space as you possibly can. Now let's blend that. So now you should have this. Okay. So once you have this, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go to the bottom and we're gonna add just a tad bit of black. So we're gonna dip up, just do like a quick dip, a quick dab into your black, and you should have just a little tad bit of black. We're gonna add that to the bottom. Add that to the bottom. Get a nice clean bottom going. We're gonna work that up into the purple. Alright. Because the whole point is I want to get that like we're just gonna transition from that black to the purple to the blue, just like how we did up top, but we're just adding black to it. So let's get some more purple so I can blend it just a bit better. Just like that. Blend that. Get some of that negative space that I see. Alright, should have something like that. And if you want to make that blue a little bit darker, you can always just add a tad bit of black, just a little bit, not even less than what we did down here. But I like my blue this way, so we keep it that way. So we have this. Black. Alright. Just like that. Alright, so you should have this. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch off to our smaller brush and we're gonna continue with black. Now that we have our black and we clean off our brush, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go up top. You should have this, by the way, you should have this. And remember, it's all about completing your goal, all right? Like I said in the beginning, it's just all about having fun, making sure you're enjoying your time while you paint, because that's what painting is about. It's about relaxing and just unwinding and just getting lost in the art, right? But I want you to also remember, just complete the goal. Go straight through, all right? You do not have to be perfect. No one is gonna be perfect. There is no one who is perfect. Art is always gonna be unique to one person. And as long as you enjoy what you created, that's all that matters. So just keep enjoying what you're doing, all right? If you feel like you wanna change or tweak something just a little bit as I keep going and I keep showing you how to do it, you can do so. All right, it's up to you though. And it's like, all I need you to do is complete. That's what I ask of you, is to just keep going, push through it, and complete that goal, all right? So with our black, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go right up here and we're gonna create a line, a curved line, just like that, all right? Now, once you have that curved line, what we're gonna do is we're gonna drag it out further, just like that, all right? So it's kind of similar to a phone, if you look at it, like an old school phone, all right? Boom. Now, drag that line just a bit down, like that. Okay, make sure you guys can see it. And from here, we're gonna drag it just a little bit more. Let me get some more black. We're gonna drag it in just like that. And we're gonna make that go down like that. Alright. Get some more black. Make sure you always have some black. Then I'm gonna make this just a little bit longer. And then I'm gonna bring that in like that. Okay. Get some black. And we're gonna drag it all the way here. And we're gonna create, it's not gonna be a circle, it's gonna be more of edges, okay? So we're gonna come down and we're gonna create this nice long edge. And we're gonna drag it down just a bit, so it'll go just like that. Alright. And then a little line going out. Make sure you guys can see it up close. Alright. We're gonna bring it up. Drag it out just a little bit more. Bring it up. Alright. And then we're going to drag that line up that way. If you guys can see. Now, once we drag, so we drag it up just a little bit more. I'm going to drag it up a little bit more. And now I'm just going to connect it right here. Add some more black, and what I'm gonna do is I want to bring it more down a little bit more. So I'm gonna just create one line going down here. Make sure I get that paint out. Boom, just like that. All right. Now what we're gonna do is, now that you have your guide, is you're simply just gonna color it in. So get some more black. Let's scoop up some black, just like that. Color that baby in, just like that. Alright. Remember, if you need to also smooth out your brush, you can always do so by just dragging your brush with the black. Since we have black on our brush, we're going to use it and we're going to drag it across our palette to make it flatter, so you have more control over the way you use your brush. But we're going to continue to use that black to get into that. Boom, just like that. Alright. You should have something like this. So you should have an eagle flying across the mountains and in this beautiful fusion of a sky. And now what we're going to do is we're going to give it some feathers. So we'll go up a little bit closer. All we're going to do is go outwards. Just like that. Alright. Some more black. And no, I'm using the corner of my brush. I'm using just the tip, the corner of my brush to hit those lines. Boom, boom. Alright. Just like that. And now I'm gonna skip over here and I'm gonna bring it down here. And I'm gonna bring those lines out. I'm gonna continue to make those nice little lines for our feathers. So you have that. Okay? Now, once you have this next step, after you have this, right, I'm actually move this up a bit more, just like that. Alright, so now that you have your eagle, this is the next step, which is optional. You do not have to do this, but what I'm gonna do is, I don't want my eagle to be alone. You know, like, things are never really that fun when you're alone, right? You wanna also have your friends with you, right? So I'm gonna put some more eagles in the back, but what I'm gonna do is gonna be, you're not really gonna see all this, right? Since they're further in the back, it's like you're gonna only see very small. I'll show you. So all we're gonna do is do this and that. That's all you're gonna see because they're in the background, right? So they might be going to meet up at one specific spot to just hang out. You never know. So you can do as many as you want. Remember, you don't have to do this. This is optional. But I'm gonna create some nice little eagles, and I want to teach you guys just a little bit of a lesson in perspective. And what happens in perspective, as you can see, my hand is very big right now because it's so close to you. So the closer something is, the bigger it is. Now, as I move away from you, all you see is my head getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And so as you move further away from something, so the object is going to appear smaller. So since they're so far away, they're going to be smaller. And I'm going to do just a little smaller one right here. So now you're going to barely see their wings, but as you can see, it looks like it's far away. And you can do this going as tiny as you possibly can with your paint. Alright, but I'm going to do one right here, and right here. They're all, because usually with birds and with any, eagles are majestic, so they don't necessarily have to fly in a flock. But if you look in the sky, you usually see birds flying and together in a flock because, I don't know, it's their thing. So what we're going to do is continue to work those birds into your canvas. And remember, you do not have to do this. This is optional, but I'm choosing to create some friends for him so he's not lonely. Get some of that black and barely touch the canvas with it to create a little small smidget. So make it a little bit bigger. Have that. Let's do one more over here. We should have this. Okay. So right now, this is what your art piece should be looking like. And remember, there are no mistakes in art, just room for opportunity. If you feel like you messed up, you didn't. All you did was look at how you can make it into something that you like. All right, you're never gonna mess up in art. And remember, everyone's art piece will look different. Everyone's art piece will look different. So you're okay. You're unique. Your art is yours. All right. So before we end off with our art piece, what I want to do is what every artist does when they finish an art piece is they do one thing, and I want to let you guys think about that as I put one more bird on my canvas. And that is correct. They have a signature, right? And the signature is similar to when you have a test or homework and you put your name on it. You have to make sure you have your name on it so people know that you did it. Make sure your teacher knows you did it so you can get the good grade, right? So what we're gonna do is on the bottom, right around here, is we're gonna dip our paint in some, actually you can use black. You can use black or white, but if you're gonna switch to white, make sure that you clean off your brush, right? Because if you don't, since you already have black on your brush, what's gonna happen is you're gonna mix black and white, and when you mix black and white, you get gray. You don't want that. So if you're gonna switch to white, you clean off your brush in your water, wipe it off, make sure you get all that black out, then you dip it in the white. You can create that signature. But right now, I'm just gonna continue with my black. And don't copy my signature, okay? Do not copy my signature. Your signatures are unique to one person. And if you don't have one, you can always just start creating one. Get creative with it. Go on your own pace and just, figure out what you might want to put as your signature. And over time, you build that and it becomes like you don't even have to think about it. You can just do it because you practice it. So let me just write my signature out. That's mine. Remember, do not copy it. It's only supposed to be unique to one person. And in the future, you might use it a bit more, or you've probably already used it a lot. So remember, this is your art piece. You created it, so you should always put your name on it so people know you did the beautiful work, right? And now this should be your final product. Alright, so guys, I want to thank you so much for painting with me. I really appreciated it. It was very fun for me, and it was really relaxing to be able to just paint and just not think about anything. And I really enjoyed my time, and I really hope you did too, because remember what I said, it's all about just having fun and enjoying the time that you're spending on your art piece, right? But I also remember I said our goal was to complete it, to push through it, right? If you came across something that you didn't like, remember, there is no mistakes in art, just room for opportunity. So you can always change it and tweak it and shift it into something that you will like, because it's not what I like, it's about what you like, because it's your art piece. All right, and I cannot wait to see you guys in the next videos. Thank you for painting with me, and remember, your life is a canvas. Paint it with faith, and I'll see you next time.
Well, I hope you enjoyed your class on today with one of our artists. Well, remember, your life is a canvas. Paint with Faith. Make sure you go to paintwithfaith.com and find us at our social media sites at Paint with Faith. Again, thanks again for painting with faith.